Well, it's the same across Wales, John. Whichever council you speak to, whichever council leader you speak to, they'll talk to you about difficult budgetary pressures. One council leader said to me earlier on, it's a bit like an onion. The outer layers have been peeled away, and now we're into the core, and it is getting harder. Let's speak to Anthony Hunt, the leader of Torrevine Council. Does that analogy ring true with you?
It certainly does. You know, after 15 years of trying to save money, cuts over cuts over cuts, it's becoming ever more difficult. And the crisis facing local services, this is about services, remember, like schools, social care, community services, environmental services, not just councils, is becoming acute.
We've heard about toilets tonight. Now, that's important to a lot of people, but you've mentioned a lot of services there that are core services that people rely on. Are there question marks over how they are viable going forward?
Yeah, there are. And those are some services that people really rely on to get by in their day-to-day lives. And there's other services, like the universal services, like bins, for example, bin collections that really matter to people. Then there's the things in our communities that help stem the demand on things like the NHS. So it really is a difficult choice about where to turn.
You speak to your fellow leaders across Wales. How close are we to one local authority or more going under?
I think across the UK, not just in Wales, there are councils who are, you know, in a very difficult situation trying to fix their budgets. I think every council is struggling to try and find those cuts, as you say. After 15 years of trying to make cuts and make more cuts.
Could we see bankruptcies? Well, what is effectively a bankruptcy?
I think we really need to work together to avoid that.
What some might say is, look, Wales has 22 local authorities. Cut them down. Get down to 7. You've got reserves. Use them.
Well, unfortunately, our reserves won't stretch to fixing our budget problems. We're doing lots of innovative things, like, for example, we're sharing a chief executive with Blaenau Gwent. I'm up for innovation. I'm up for continuing to try and strive to make those efficiencies, but that won't meet this sort of magnitude of shortfall.
Difficult decisions ahead, then.
Yes.
Anthony, thanks for joining us here on Wales at 6. Look, there are two key things to look out for, and they are both budgets. It'll be Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, will be standing on her feet at the dispatch box in the House of Commons in a couple of days' time, outlining the big picture, and then all eyes on Cardiff Bay a few weeks later to see what Mark Drakeford, who is now the Finance Secretary, will say about the situation here in Wales and whether councils like this one in Torrevine will be getting any extra money.
Okay.